This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Easy Car Sales, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
That you was being had. Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave.
Monday, February 9th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m.
Hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on their dress.
Once again, it is on Talking Heads. It is the Monday edition. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. The Monday, February 9th edition of Talking Heads. And it is Abaco Monday. We will be chiming in short order with Roscoe Thompson on the flip side of the break. And we'll get all caught up with what's going on with him, what's going on with Abaco, the latest happenings down there. And I got several questions for Roscoe. Obviously, you know, we got silly season upon us. And we got some questions concerning voters and who's eligible and who may not be eligible in Abaco. So we got a lot of burning questions for Roscoe this week. And yes, for those who still want to know if the barge's still on the reef, we'll find that out as well, too. So we will be chiming in with Roscoe Thompson, like I said, in short order. And if you want to chime in and be part of the conversation, the lines are going to be open. Here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence, 323-6232. 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in any one of the Family Islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day. Right here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. And, of course, a big part of the conversation are going to be the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
And here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views of Matter since 1844. All brought to you by Fine Threads. And let's jump on in. Government defends hospital loan. China says loan serves the Bahamas' best interest. How? Dr. Michael Shaky Dovel, how? Y'all don't even want to play under Bahamian rules. You want to give China the rule book and operate under their rules, their jurisdiction, their laws? What? How does it benefit the Bahamas? And a brand new hospital in that area is going to cause flooding in that area. Cause issues for other Bahamians. It's a specialty hospital as well. And while I do say that it does have its merits, I think that we should rectify the situation known as PMH. That hellhole that exists, we need to fix that. We need to get that to where it needs to be. You have Bahamians in fear of being admitted into that facility. It's in existence. It needs to be fixed. That has priority. Let's deal with that first, and then let's deal with this secondary hospital. And why, you know, we can't give away the cow if you want milk. You got to somehow hold on to the cow in order to get the milk. If you give everything away, you can wake up one morning and the cow will be gone. But just more talks from Dr. Dovel. I mean, and he wonders why he gets the nickname Shaky. Elderly couple found dead in home Very sad situation there. Ramona Farquharson Seymour dies. Very sad to hear of her passing as well, too. One of the prominent lawyers in the country. Thoughts and prayers go out to her family and friends and colleagues. FNM raises concerns about voter registration, and there's a lot of concerns outside of the FNM as well. Everyday Bahamians have their concerns over voter registration. A lot of people are wondering what's really going on. And, you have to be careful in the semantics of everything. Because, you could say, well, we rescinded 4,000 work permits. Of course you're going to rescind 4,000 work permits if you've given up 4,000 permanent residency or citizenships or paperwork along those lines. Come on. What are we doing? And at the end of the day, the Bahamas has to remain for Bahamians first. We somehow lose sight of that. And and not in a bad way, but it just, we can't be losing in the deal. And when it comes to our elections, that's something that is proudly and primarily and predominantly Bahamian. That belongs to us. It should not be compromised in any way, shape, or form by any foreign nationality infiltrating the process. It should not be done. More headlines from The Guardian. Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson said the union has rejected a salary counterproposal from the government in the negotiation of a new industrial agreement. So the plot thickens there, and we will obviously have to get Ms. Wilson back on the show. Very candid, and we'll get some answers from her, I'm sure. Former Minister of National Security Marvin Dames is also the FNM's candidate for Mount Moriah, said yesterday that while some of the details in one of the newly released Epstein's files similarities, and let me get to the continuation where it is, similarities, shares similarities with a matter involving one of his former clients, he cannot speak to the validity of the documents or its claims. An FBI document that summarizes the May 20th, 2021 interviews of several people connected to Epstein mentions the name of several prominent Bahamians, including Island Luck founder Sebastian and Adrian Fox, in addition to other Bahamians as well. Now, here we are. That's a wrap on the headlines. We're going to, take a quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll head on down to Abaco. We'll touch base with Roscoe Thompson. As we get to the break, let's check the gas tracker. Shell 510, SO 511, and Rubis 515. Texters, callers, I'll get to you right out of the break. And once I get you guys out of the way, we'll get right down to Abaco and start the conversation with Roscoe Thompson as the Monday, February 9th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Feeling that you was being had. Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave. Put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth. Hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they. See, that's how that shut down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have.
Burger King Nassau is turning up the flavor at a great price. The King Meal Deals give you big taste, value, and options for just $5.50, including VAT. Love that BK Flame Grill beef? Grab a Rodeo Burger Jr. served with crispy fries and a drink. Or if you like chicken, go for the Rodeo Crispy Chicken Jr. or the 6-piece nugget meal, also with fries and a drink. One price, tons of choices, and flavor that hits every time. The King Meal Deals are only $5.50 at Burger King Nassau, where taste is on fire.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Yeah. All ready. The show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the thunder? Just remember when you come on the show. What's up?
We're back at you on the Monday, February 9th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. We're going to head down to Abaco in 1 sec. Let me get these texts out of the way. Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. Could you please tell me if Ingram won 3 elections and lost 1? Remember, Tommy ran in 2002 and lost for the FNM. Then Ingram came back and won in 2007, and Perry came back and won in 2012. So Ingram won 3 times and lost 1 time. You are correct, Texter. Mr. Ingram won in 92, 97, came back in 2007. That was the 3 wins. The final loss was in 2012, and the only loss was in 2012. So you are correct. Mr. Ingram's record is 3-1. He's, right after Mr. Pinland, who is, 5-1? There were 5 terms by the PRP initially, 25 years, and then he lost, so he'd be 5-1, 5-2. Right, because he lost again as leader then to minute. Okay, 5-2 in 7 trips. Ingram 3-1 in 4 trips. What was Mr. Christie? 1 in 1 or 1 and 2? Oh, 2-2. I gotta figure Perry out. Perry won in 2012, lost in 2017. No. 1 in 2012. No, 1 in 2002, lost in 2007, 1 in 2012, lost in 2017. So he is 2-2. Yeah. I didn't have my abacus or MJ close by, so let me use my toes to figure this out. And then that brings us to Dr. Menace, 1 and done. 1-1, but, that really is 1 and done. And now we have Prime Minister Davis, 1-0 at the moment, but facing a very precarious, run at number 2. But we'll see how it goes. But yes, Texter, make a long story short, you are correct. Good afternoon, Naughty. We like new things, so a shiny new hospital for the people. Grand opening, ribbon cut, and social media fluff is the order of the day. Out with the old, in with the new, and like with the Titanic, the band played on. And then you heard the band hit going bloop, 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 right to the bottom with the Titanic. Is that what you're saying, Dexter? We like the Titanic? We about to sink? Dear God, please save us all. All right, let's go to the phone lines real quick, and then I get to Roscoe. Talking Heads.
Yeah, Naughty, I can be quick. Before Roscoe come on. The gentleman was talking about the Guardian need to be talking with the banks. Ruben Rahman and the lady do a whole show with the banks. Anku and Dr. Tinker do the whole show with the banks. Now, Naughty, I hear you say the other day, why we can't have no gas prices under $4? Man, porky's $4.99. You get 2 gallons for $10. Now,
Big up to Mr. Dorset, man. Big up to the pork meister.
Yes, man. Yeah. First 80 at Hanaway Street. It could be 80 in Joni up in the big party by the station.
Man, he's one of the original Jets football players.
$4.99. Yeah, Naughty. The customs. Where customs monies go? In the consolidated fund? In the black hole, right?
I would hope so.
Right, and then all the real property tax and departure tax when you leave into the airport. And when I use my debit card and I go to the ATM machine at the end of the month, I see charges for government stamp tax. All that's going to consolidated fund. So ain't nothing is free healthcare. So the gentleman will call, we paying our taxes, so ain't nothing is free healthcare, man. We paying it indirectly.
Go to the front of the class, Muffroll.
Huh?
Go directly toward the front of the class, Puff.
Right,
Go
and then right, and then everyone who calling and who talking, but yeah, the U.S. has borrowed money from China. Yeah, they did owe China $13 trillion. I remember one time, and they sell the hotel in New York, to Victoria Wallet, something to the name. They sell it to the Chinese in New York and everything. Yeah, and they do business with the Chinese too. But the ambassador said that in his speech that the Bahamas government dealing in contracts, investments with the Chinese government is a national security risk. Well, why would he say that then? Why would he say that if they doing business and they do? So you can't mind what they doing. They do things and they doing what you do things. You got to listen to what they say. What they do. All right, Naughty. You know, I calling you back, right? We got to talk about that 10 sacks last night. I call you back after 5.
5 o'clock hour, man.
Yeah,
no
5 o'clock.
Yeah. I got you. All right, let's get to the other call. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty. Good afternoon. How are you?
What's going on, Jeff?
Right, yeah, my brother. I have a better idea for this proposed hospital. How about we actually create a facility for preventable diseases and infectious diseases for not just the Bahamas, but for this region, where we bring specialists in here. As you know, the United States has the CDC and so on and so forth. We could perhaps put the Bahamas on the map for doing that kind of work instead of this particular hospital that it is claimed that Bahamian women aren't having many children, and is a specialty hospital for women and kids and children. I would, if it goes anything outside of that, I would say make it a specialty hospital for everybody, but not just women and children. How about the men, prostate cancer, men's health, and everything? Where's the mention of that? Perhaps if we were to go that route, maybe it'd be a little bit more palatable for us to digest and accept what it is that they want to do. But, hey, Bahamian women aren't having much children, so who is this hospital really for? Thanks for taking my call.
Good stuff, Jeff. Good points. A lot of people asking the same questions. All right, let's text us. Keep them coming. I see you. I'll get to you all in a sec. Last one. Yeah, no problem, Text. I don't know what you and Garth got into. I don't know how God could tell you you're wrong. Mr. Christie is 2-2. Simple math. 2002, he won. 2007, he lost. It makes him 1-1. 2012, he won again, making him 2-1. 2017, he lost, making him 2-2. So I guess Garth was wrong on that one. But it is what it is. Even the best fall down sometimes. It's no thing. We sorted that out for you right here on Talking Heads. Let's get down to Abaco. Let's check in with my good brethren. We haven't heard from him in a couple of weeks. Glad to have him back. Glad to know he's up and running. Mr. Roscoe Thompson, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, Naughty. Good afternoon, Bahamas. Good afternoon, Abaco. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, man, but I've been sick and just finally getting through it, and it's grateful to be back on your show. I appreciate that, Naughty.
Well, I'm glad to know, number one, you're doing good. God is good. And number two, we got lots to talk about in Abaco.
Yeah.
I got a couple of questions that we've been getting over the 2 weeks that you've been off. So I want to get to them in some point, but I want to allow you to get us up to snuff exactly what's going on in Abaco right now. And then obviously I got some questions for you.
Naughty, not much. I mean, unfortunately, being real about it, that Dr. Darber was over here. They signed an agreement for Cherokee, a clinic in Cherokee and something in the South. But I wonder why they always wait right before election to do this. And that goes.
Now, because you used them from 2021. Haven't we been discussing this from at least 2022 that stuff like this was needed?
Yeah, but I'm just, so yeah, I mean, besides that, like they signed the contract for the Sweden's Village roads. That hasn't taken place. They've signed the contract for Central Pines. They did part of Central Pines. It's like nitpicking, they're just doing small little things, but not much. I mean, you look at Dorian, from where we came from Dorian, and how terrible the roads are going to the north.
Right.
To the south, there was an accident just recently.
I was just going to ask you, haven't there been some accidents, including fatalities, due to the conditions of those roads?
The conditions, but also them speeding too. One of the fatalities, I think, was more, the driver, speeding.
Understood.
But yeah, it makes it very dangerous for people traveling south and north. Even in the settlement, which, we've spent a lot of time the last couple of weeks, local government and council, patching holes. It's been, if we don't do it, it won't get done. I guess that's the way to say it.
But I mean, obviously that does fall directly under Ministry of Works, correct?
Correct. I mean, they've had patching compound, and you're lucky if the patching compound lasts a week before it's, dispersed. So it's getting used. It's just, I wonder, who has the contracts for the roads north and south that are supposed to be filling in the potholes, and it's dangerous. Norty, some of these, I will not even drive to Treasure Key at night for any functions, because that's how bad the roads are. Some of those holes you hit, you will not come out of.
So basically, nighttime driving is out for most residents.
Yeah, if you're heading to Treasure Key, they'll even down to Green Turtle Key Ferry Dock. But that's one of the biggest complaints, is our road and infrastructure, BPL. Again, reverse osmosis having issues. Well, why don't they put a reverse osmosis in there that's going to actually work? We're continuing to have to deliver water up to BPL to keep them going, to help them, which is not an issue, but we keep the fire and rescue, the volunteers keep bailing BPL out. So you don't hear much about it, because if we didn't do it, then we would be out of power for longer than we are. So we're still having issues with BPL, and that's something that I would really like to know how many generators are actually working out at BPL as of this date. Is it 1, 2? Is it 3? What? How many?
I mean, my God. I mean, on top of everything else, the power's still going off?
Yeah. Yep. They've been having issues. Even in the cool weather, we had the power outage here and there, off and on, for the last week. So, I mean, I guess it's the same issues that everywhere else is having, It's just frustrating that you continue to see.
Well, I will tell you that there's a multitude of roads here in New Providence that are horrible, that are deplorable. We're getting reports out of Eleuthera saying thing. So what's really going on? And like you say, there's no Freedom of Information Act, no Procurement Act. So who's getting these contracts? Are they viable, serviceable, reputable corporations or companies that know what they're doing? Or is it the hookup, the family, friends, lovers, homies, and cronies?
Right. I don't know, but it's just frustrating because there's no reason that Abaco should be in the shape that it is, being your, if you look at it, your second homeowners and everything, your number 2 drawing economy. I would have figured this would be the place that you would want to get fixed back up as quick as possible, and make it a smooth transition as quick as possible, so you're able to generate more revenue. Now, maybe that's a good thing, because if they were generating more revenue, it'd be more money for them to spend irresponsibly.
Yeah,
because that seems what's happening. All this money is being spent out. I'm actually going to be very happy to see in his next budget debate, when they bring the budget before the House, where the surplus is and the balanced budget was. That's going to be that would be good comical for you when you see that compared to last year and what he said and what he says this year.
Yeah, well, I look for some changes in the talks, man. Don't get your hopes up.
No, I was being sarcastic. You know that.
Yeah, but so Abaco continues to still be in some of the similar predicaments that we've been in.
Yep.
2022 or so, 2021.
Yeah, we had to go to the police on a couple restaurants because they're operating without business license or anything, and it's frustrating because Bahamians are having to go through, or anybody wanting to do business proper has to go through the right thing, and then you got these little things popping up and around everywhere. So the police over here, Chief Superintendent Thurston has been really good with helping local government, enforce the laws of businesses that aren't going about it the right way.
So let me ask a couple of questions because we got a couple coming off the text lines. Obviously, people are kind of concerned about Abaco. We have a lot of Abaconians here still trying to get back, but obviously, as you know, some of the things we talk about every week, infrastructure-wise, is it still a situation with housing down there?
Yeah, housing is still a big issue, and the price of housing is ridiculous. I hate to say it. What you see people asking for a one bedroom, you're looking at almost $1,000 a month. So
what?
Yeah. There's still a high demand for housing, rental units, all of that.
What about for government workers? Are we still short?
Government workers too, for everybody. It's hard to find. I don't want to say reliable, but it's hard to find decent housing, because a lot of it's booked or people are using it as Airbnbs or, they're already rented out.
Wow. All right. So we still have a situation with the housing.
Yeah.
All right. As a lot of concern here in New Providence, a lot of questions emanating from the new voters cards on the horizon. A lot of foreign nationals with Bahamian, paperwork, i.e. work permits, permanent residency, citizenship, so on and so forth. Some are now allowed, because of holding said paperwork, that they're allowed to become part of the process. There's a lot of concern about our voting process being, breached or corrupted by potential irregularities.
Yeah. And one of the things that I didn't like to see them do, or what they did was lift the, showing a water bill or an electricity bill or proof of where you live. Now you can just go and swear on oath, if I'm not mistaken, that and they will take that. And then I hear they now have a group that will come behind all the new registers to a verification to verify where they live. Naughty, I'm just perplexed why we're making it so complicated. You have a purple voter card or a passport, and I know there are a lot of fraudulent passports out there. But it seems like they're making it so much easier for you not to prove, or you don't need the lack of documentation now to get registered to vote. I know that they've had some issues, complaints here with the legitimacy of some of the documentation that's been coming in Abaco. And I am pretty sure the administrator in his department is on top of that in regards to it. But I know that they've been having some questions pop up here and there. Like tonight, they're going to be doing registration out of the Marsh Harbor Community Center, to get more people to come and register or switch their polling divisions or whatever. But Naughty, I look back at 2017 and that election, and, the FNM made the register a rolling register, which I I agree with the rolling register, but I think that there needed to be some interjections that were put in there to, for transfer of voters, people who died, because it has made it a lot more complicated now in regards to, who lives where, finding out, you remember in the by-election with Brown and them, there was 4,000 people that didn't vote, supposedly.
Yeah, there was a low turnout.
So and like I said, my concern is the legitimacy of these passports and the documentation that people are presenting, to the register or to the administrator's office to get registered. And it seems they're picking up on some of the things that are happening. I don't know. To me, it feels like this administration really doesn't care about, who registers or how it's done. They're trying to get as many people registered legally or illegally that can be done. It can be done, which is sad.
I know. I mean, like I said, that is a major concern, not only in Abaco, in New Providence, and other family islands. A lot of Bahamians, that's a lot of the talking points that come up. There is a concern over this alleged immigration crisis that we have. And we obviously need to have more voters come out, more Bahamian voters come out, and registered voters who have been sitting on the sidelines. If you're registered, get off the sofa and vote. If you haven't registered, get registered and vote, because we need to know exactly what the length and the breadth of the country is saying, not just a small minority that controls the majority. You know what I mean?
Correct. Well, it's even like I tell people, make sure if you're not registered, get out and register. That does not mean you have to vote, but it gives you the opportunity and the choice to vote if that day comes. Because if you're not registered, you really have no say, in determining the government of the Bahamas.
And if you are registered and you don't vote, you don't have a say either, in my opinion. You need to get out and register, and if you are registered, you need to go out and exercise your right to vote.
Yeah. And then that's what I tell people. It's just like first-time voters. I make it very clear to them. Take your passport, your NIB card, and, just to cover yourself, take your, document of if you own land or you're renting, just so there's no questions. Nobody can say anything to you.
I've heard a lot of complaints. We've talked about it here on the show. I've heard it separately as well, that the ease of access to getting paperwork done in Abaco, and you still have to end up coming to New Providence in certain situations. It's not really that easy. Has any of that been rectified? Can folks now register down there properly without the headaches that we discussed before?
Well, I know they had.
Is there voter apathy in Abaco?
Yeah, I mean, when I've been down the government complex in the evening, I do see people outside waiting to register. So I think they're working out their kinks over here. I know at one time they had more people coming in than they had equipment, one camera. Now I think they have 2 cameras, so I think hopefully the process will go smoothly, more smoothly now. But, people over here are coming out to register. People have been calling me saying, hey, if I was on the Purple's voters card and I haven't moved my constituency, do I have to come in and get, a new voters card? I said, once your name is on that register and you are still living in that constituency, you can vote off of your passport, so, and even nowadays, which I just found out recently, you don't need a police certificate. If your voter's card got lost in Dorian, per se, or a hurricane, you don't need to go and file a police report anymore. You can just come in and, bring your passport and your NIB and you can register.
Wow. I mean, I understand the certain ramifications nowadays with the new biometrics, like, you don't have to bring this document or that, but we need at least one basic document for identification, one sort of clarifying piece of information or document to clarify it for everybody. This has too many loopholes, man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like anybody that opens a business, you know, Department of Inland Revenue should be connected to NIB and everywhere else to where, for example, you don't have to go to NIB to get that you're updated and you're okay. You know, it could all be on one server, but it seems that they still make it hard for you. And of course, as you said, it gives loopholes, you know, for people. Now, I don't think you'll see it over here in the Family Islands as bad, per se, as in Nassau, but I feel we have a good administrator that's there, and he's very vigilant in what he does. So, you know, that gives us confidence in regards to that. So that's one positive thing that I can say here in Central South Abaco.
Now, we got a couple other questions. Is the reef, is the barge still on the reef?
Well, one of them is still the same one that's been in the court case. Yes, that's still there on the outside of Man of War on the reef. Yep.
And that's been there for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah. And the one that sunk down at Sandy Point with all that stuff on it, that's still down there as far as I know.
And again, there is a growing concern because I've gotten several texts along this. Can Roscoe give us a count as or percentage or ratio of Bahamians to foreign nationals in Abaco?
That's a hard one. I would say close to 50-50.
Okay.
That's a...
There you have it, Texas. I mean, off the top of Roscoe's head, it's about a 50-50 ratio.
Yeah. At one time, I would have said it was 60-40, 70-30, but I think it's growing so much, and there's really not much emphasis, or there has not been much emphasis put on our immigration policies over here. But I do know that the new one of enforcement over here, Mr. Musgrove, he is doing an excellent job. You know, you identify areas and they will go and check them out, and you know, but are
you still having new shantytown spring up in Abaco?
Oh, you're having houses constantly spring up. The across from the Gaza where they did the shantytown demolition, you know, over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. On the left side of the road, that's growing quicker than, and out by Treasure Key and the farm, it's multiplying. And they're just popping up. They're continuing to pop up.
Is there any regulation to it, or as they become visible, then authorities go in? Or
no,
is there a task force? Is there...
As of right now, I know that they are putting together a task force in Abaco to deal with stuff like that. But some of these areas, they go down, you know, the roads are so bad. You know, some of the land is owned by Bahamians, which is leased out to, you know, some of the foreign nationals, which I don't know how that's happening. You know, why the government hasn't gone after some of the Bahamians that are renting this land out. Some of it's agricultural land that shouldn't be getting leased out because you can't lease out agricultural land. So there's a lot of issues that are still, you know, been perplexing Abaco that still have not been rectified, you know, or even addressed or dealt with. And, you know, they've been over here, like immigration has been lacking some of the basic needs of, you know, drones and, you know, vest, or, you know, to fix up their holding cell, or, you know, to get a car or one of their trucks new tires. You know, it's unbelievable what's happening and what you see not happening from central governments. It's like central government doesn't care, and it's falling, a lot of the expenses, which we don't have a problem doing, is falling on local government or council. And you know, we will continue to work with immigration and the police if it continues to help us, you know, curtail some of the illegal building, the illegal dumping that's going on.
Speaking of the illegal dumping, no debris removal from the shanty town that was demolished, correct? That's still now a dump? Is that where the illegal dumping is
Correct.
occurring?
Yep. That's where a lot of people go and just throw their garbage there. It should have been cleaned up and blocked off, and then we would have never had this problem. But, the Ministry of Works and the task force that did that, I mean, I'm happy they knocked them down, but they did not clean it up, and it played a part in the fire. Yeah, and it played a part in our fires that we had and everything like that, and it's become a big eyesore. That whole SC Boodle Highway on the left and the right has become an eyesore. But the shanty towns don't help.
All right, let's get to the phone lines real quick. We got a couple of calls. Talking Heads.
Hey, what's in, Audie?
Hey, what's going on, Skilla?
Everything good. Listen, I just called do one little correction on something you were speaking on earlier concerning Finland and Ingram and Perry Christie.
Okay.
The wins.
Okay, go ahead.
You said that Finland lost 2. He was 5-2, and you said that Ingram was 3-1, and Perry was 2-2.
Correct.
Okay, could I give a little correction on that? Remember, Ingram went 2 straight and lost 1 to Perry.
Right.
He came back. He win. He beat Perry, and then he came back and he lost to Perry again.
No. Skilla, hold on. I know you bleed yellow if they cut you, and that's for the Lakers and for the PLP. Hold on now. We agree that Mr. Finland won 5. Correct?
Yes, I know, but he went 5 and lost 1. I only know but him losing 1. That's all I trying to say.
All right.
I'm saying Ingram lost 2, he 3-2, and Perry 2-2.
Didn't Finland lose 92 and 97?
That's what I thought. Finland lost 92 and 97, making him 5-2. Yeah, 92, and then 97, and then he retired.
And 97.
Yes, he won 5 straight, then he lost 2 straight, 92 and 97 to Ingram. Ingram retired him. And then in 2002, Ingram lost to Perry, came back to Mr. Christie. Then in 2007, came back and won, making him 3-1 in the 4 times that he challenged for Prime Minister.
So
come on, Skilla.
You saying the one when you saying the one where he did lose, the first one where he lost to Perry after
the only one he lost to Perry, the only one.
Right.
Tommy lost.
Okay. Now when he came back and beat Perry, right? And Perry win that year then. So that wasn't a loss to Ingram?
Skilla. 92. I telling you, use my boy. 92 and 97, Ingram won.
Right.
In 2002, Tommy Turnquest was the leader that got beat by Perry Christie. Ingram came back. You forget that big. That big hullabaloo.
I thought they said the people that called Ingram back when they was trying to Tommy was trying to go.
No. Tommy lost 1, and then in the next convention, 2007, Ingram was back, and Ingram won.
You remember the FNM said that they would only let a candidate run 2 consecutive terms, but they could step down and then run again. So 92, Ingram won against Finland. 97, he won against Finland. Then he stepped down. Tommy lost 2002. Ingram came back and won 2007 and then lost 2012. And then Minnis won 2017.
So if he loses in 2012, that's 2 losses then?
No, it's not.
He only lost once.
You said he lost in 2012 too.
No, I said he won in 2007. He lost in 2012. He only ran 92, 97, and 2007.
He lost the 2 first ones with even. And he did lost to Perry in that one?
No,
Skilla.
No, they were both against
after he 2 straight.
The 2 straight, 92 and 97, he won. He stepped down in 2002. Tommy Turnquest was leader of the leader of the FNM, and he lost that general election. That wasn't.
He didn't run when Perry did beat Tommy. That's what you're saying. He didn't run after he first 2.
No, he ran for an MP. He won North Abaco, but he was not the leader of the party.
The leader of the party who was contesting the prime ministership was Tommy Turnquest in 2002, who was defeated. Mr. Ingram was the leader again in 2007, contested the prime ministership and won, making him 3 out of 4. 92, 97, 2007, and then in 2012, when he contested it again, he lost to Mr. Perry Christie.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought Tommy didn't run. I thought he did. The people them that call him back when Tommy, before the election, had even think I might know that.
You got that confused, man. That's why we keep it actual, factual, man, right here talking at Skelly. You know how we go. It's all good, brother. Good to hear from you. Call me in the sports, too. Let's get to the other calls. Talking Heads. All right, hit us back, caller. Let me check a couple of these texts real quick. Well, Roscoe, let me wrap up with you real quick, and I'll get these texts in once I wrap with you. But anything else you need to get in before we wrap up?
No, I mean, just, let's just pray everything runs smoothly, and, they get this all sorted out with the register and the people that, it's a straightforward and a fair election whenever they decide to call it. Abaco is right here, and Abaco will continue to prosper and move forward with what little help we're getting from central government right now. And it'd be nice for central government to give local government an increase in this next upcoming budget, so we'll be able to do more things and pay people fair market value for the work they're doing. But no, if anything comes up, I'll keep you updated or abreasted if anything comes.
What's the tone on the ground, Roscoe, before I get out of there, though? Silly season is upon us.
Naughty, it's going to be very interesting because North Abaco now, Ryan Forbes has jumped in the race. I don't want people to think I'm being, it's a toss up if you ask me. Still a lot of people that are remembered about Dorian and things like that, but it's getting interesting. Let me just say that.
Well, for you to tell me it's a toss-up today compared to when we talked about it when the show first started, I think the PFP got plenty of work to do.
All parties have plenty of work to do. Let me say that.
The FNM for that matter as well.
Yeah, I don't, that's why I say it's a it's a toss-up. Whoever can convince, and I don't mean that just in the FNM and the PLP. I mean that even with somebody like Kai with the COI in the north, and now another person's jumped in the race past Ryan Forbes. That is going to take from everywhere. So that's why I say now it's a little more difficult to say. On the ground, you hear people talking FNM PLP, talking COI. Talking independence, so it's mixed right now.
But at least they're talking. That means that one number should come out.
One thing, a lot of people over here, they know they're fed up with the PLP, and what's going on. But again, does that resonate when it comes to election time for the people to come out and to vote to remove them from office? That's where it boils down to.
All right, Roscoe, good stuff. I appreciate you chiming in. We'll do it again next Monday, man.
All right, buddy. Be safe. Good afternoon, Bahamas, and give MJ my love.
And regards to you and the fam as well, from us to yours, man. Be safe. We'll talk soon.
All right, you too, Naughty.
All right, let's jump in into these texts real quick before we get to the break. In reference to the mentions in the Epstein files on Sebastian Fox, not sure mentioned that they did things unrelated to Epstein. They're not proud of, but worked very hard to redeem themselves. Here is the thing that Bahamians especially don't get. You don't get to decide if you have a good name. Others decide that. And some actions are not redeemable, like profiting from illegal activities. Naughty, there are some shady Bahamians have this view that you can spend years running drugs, years embezzling from your employer, years stealing millions from your clients, years extorting 5,000 plus from government vendors, then live a lifestyle off the illegal gains and act like you're suddenly respectable because you have loads of money. It doesn't work like that. Choices have consequences. Naughty, is the specialty hospital going to be free for immigrants? And I think our government is playing Russian roulette, and the team to powerful countries with weapons of war, and both have planted themselves in the Bahamas. Imagine all Bahamian visas revoked, canceled, and U.S. blocked from the U.S. Brave better stop before he gets Maduro out of here. Yo, boy, listen here. Naughty, we have a PLP running in Central Grand Bahama. He's running for the PLP. He would need a map to campaign here. No one doesn't know him, really know him. And really don't know him. And nobody wants to go to the grave with Brave. Wow. Yeah, Text, I think we covered it. Ingram was not leader in 2002. That was Mr. Turnquist, and that was a Tommy T. Loss in 2002. That is correct. All right, good stuff. Everybody who called in, texted in, chimed in. Let's get to the break. Flip side of the break. We'll be into the 5 o'clock hour. Purdy should be chiming in, and we will be talking sports. All right? So I keep it right where you got it. The Monday, January 9th edition of Talking Heads. And before I get to the break, I wanted to make sure I do this in the 5 o'clock hour, and I know he'd be chiming in. But on behalf of me and MJ, we'd like to send a very happy birthday to our youngest son, Andoni, a.k.a. Goosh, a.k.a. Chabby, a.k.a. Tall Drink of Water, who done passed before. We love you very much, Andoni. You're an excellent student, excellent basketball player, great baseball player. We're very proud of you. We wish you happy birthday on this and many, many, many more. And, of course, we got you. We got you hooked up. We're going to have a great time when Mom and Dad get off work today. And we love you very much, man. So happy birthday, Andoni, and rock out till your clock out, bro. Enjoy. Let's get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll be talking sports. Don't touch it.
Nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go and put your hands up when times is how you say.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape. A Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361. Crunch boring lunches and enjoy real food at a real good price with KFC's value deals. For $5.95, you can get a famous bowl and drink or a one-piece chicken box. For max value, grab a value box. That's a piece of our iconic chicken, nuggets, cheesy mashed potato, a buttery biscuit, fries, a dessert biscuit, and soda, all for just $9.95. KFC value deals have got the crunch that you're looking for. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Easy Car Sales, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
Part of that forcing you to use technology to bank your way. More convenience is important.
That you was being had, don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through they teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they. See, that's how that shit down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody.
We're back at you on the Monday, January 9th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and Company right up until 6 p.m. All right, we're going to go over just a little bit and talk about a couple of things, and then we'll definitely get into sports. Pearlie will be chiming in as well. But I do want to just reiterate, I have got an update from Dr. Dwayne Sands. And you know Dr. Sands, no stranger to the show. He's probably listening. In relation to the hospital, former Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sands is criticizing the government's decision to move ahead with plans to build a new specialty hospital on New Providence, calling the project still a dumb idea. Sands argues that instead of breaking ground on a new $268 million facility, the Davis administration should focus on renovating and upgrading Princess Margaret Hospital to address immediate healthcare needs. His comments come as Prime Minister Philip Davis reaffirmed his commitment to the project, despite concerns raised by U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker, who urged the government to reconsider its financing deal with China and said U.S. officials would help secure a better deal. Boy, I almost said something I heard at the barbershop, but I'm going to stay quiet. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hey, gracious, you know, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Right there, bro. Hey, before MJ come on radio and hear our business, right? You catch the 6,000 last night?
No, I ain't catch the 6,000 last night.
You ain't catch that? Man, you falling off it.
No, I was catching the Super Bowl.
All right, man, but it's Super Bowl 60. I sure you won the 6,000.
No, I didn't win 6,000. I mean, I did all right, but I didn't win no 6,000. You win 6,000.
Who you bet on yesterday?
Man, I bet with the Seattle Seahawks to cover the 5 points.
So even though you ain't catch 6,000, I know at least you catch something.
Yeah, I catch speech like Pat Robin used to say. I catch speech to 6 and 4. I ain't catch the whole thing, but I catch something.
Hold on, boss. You could buy.
Thank God for that Ramondre Stevenson shoestring catch touchdown with seconds left to go. Thanks to him.
Yeah, you got him good then.
So what's going on with you, man? What you got for me today, man?
Hey there, my boy. I bet, but I think I lose. So I bet that much on it. So I break even.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong. It's a good Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, it was a good Super Bowl.
The halftime show, I iffy, but that one.
If you like defense early on and lots of sacks and defensive touchdowns, it's right up your alley. If you're a Patriot fan, if you're a Patriot fan right now, you're saying, "Oh, where art thou, Tom Brady? Where have you gone?"
Yeah, man, but let me finish enjoying the show. Have a good day now.
All right, my brother, be safe. Good to hear from you, man, as always. All right, let me get back to these texts. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of people still, I guess it depends on how you look at it. But at the end of the day, and we'll pick it up in another show. I do want to talk sports and some other things. We'll go over blow by blow all of the prime ministers in this country and how they won and how they got there. And it makes for a great debate. And I always love when learning people chime in and give me a little perspective that, to look at it from a different perspective. I still could prove them wrong in the long run. Ha ha, wink, wink. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a great debate. But yeah, no, it's good to know, though, that we do have behemoths that follow it keenly. And it's sad to know that some people are off course and speak about it. You have to know your history. That's one thing for sure. Know exactly, come on, man. You should know how the prime ministers got there. That's why they teach you civics in school and social studies and history. Anyhow. Yeah, I tell you, that could make for a great debate, my brother. That could make for a great debate. Anyway, phone lines are still open. Text lines are open. Couple other things that we need to talk about. We need to register. It is very important that folks get out and register. If you're a first-time voter, get out, get registered. Find a manifesto or platform or whatever information the parties are disseminating and take it in. And whichever party resonates to you the best, and that's who you ride for. But your vote is your vote. Don't let anybody pressure you to cast it where you don't want to. If you've been a registered voter and you've been sitting out, get back up and get into the process. We need as many voters out to determine where we are as a nation. It cannot be a small minority deciding for a majority. Naughty, I'd like to congratulate my brethren, Bobo Winston, who is the only Dolphin fans I know, who was pulling for my Patriots in the Super Bowl, while others like Muff, Big Ed, Croc, Brent was pulling against us. Naughty, I was getting do-right-in on my job today, how we lost the Super Bowl last night. I had to duck and dodge some people's... Well, listen, I appreciate you listening to Talking Heads, and I appreciate you chiming in most times. But in this case, I'm not your therapist. I'm a Dallas Cowboy that ain't seen a Super Bowl in 30 years. I'm a Dallas Cowboy that know if Jerry Jones didn't piss off Jimmy Johnson, we would have been the Patriots before the Patriots. So you get no sympathy from me. Add me to the list with Muff, Big Ed, and Croc, and Brent, and everybody else. That's good for you, know. Without Brady, you can't do nothing. You're always poised and ready to talk about number 6, and number 7, and blah, 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 blah. You were just the last to lose. I appreciate your texter, but not today. Not today. Take that big L on your forehead and get in the loser's lounge, Patriot. You were the last to lose. Yeah, 52 pulled against Shaw, too, because he got sense. Good afternoon. I don't even like football, and I know the pot scores show that they haven't weaned themselves off Brady, saving the day in the second half. They learned yesterday, though. I know. They was crying for Tom. They was hoping he'd show up. Well, hey, Texter, I'm sorry that you're a Steeler, man, but I know deep down you were glad, too, because the Patriots stay stuck next to you on 6. You know you would have been bug if they got 7 before you. You would have been hot. Anyway, let me get to these text lines. Good afternoon, Naughty. I remember when Brave gave a character reference on behalf of one of the names that was called in the Epstein's files. What was that all about? It's public record. Everybody's known and heard about that. I mean, again, being named is one thing, but there's nothing there apart from being named. Then you have to look at it for what it is and take it in context. All right. Phone lines are open. You can chime on in whenever you want. Let me get back to the text lines. Good afternoon, Naughty. Did I hear you earlier on the headline say that Belinda Wilson has rejected? Yep, they rejected the counter proposal from the government. We're going to try to get Ms. Wilson on this week, or if not next week for sure, to get us up to snuff. But the union has rejected that counter proposal by the government. Good afternoon, Naughty and MJ. Any update on the insurance for the police and government workers? Boy, the layers to that onion right there is cray-cray. But I know one thing. It needs to be rectified. You cannot have government workers that need to have group insurance not being insured. Their families not being able to benefit. All right? Now, there's been no update on that, but I will reiterate. It needs to be rectified. It most definitely needs to be rectified. All right. Let's take that break. All right, flip side of the break, we'll be talking sports. We got Today in Sports History coming up, brought to you by Naughty Johnny's. I got the rundown, the local sports scene, brought to you by Burger King Nassau. We'll get into who's in and who's out, brought to you by Tropical Gyros. And I'll have my pro picks coming up. My sports picks are all coming up. And we got Rich Eisen taking us home as well today. So keep it right where you got it. The Monday, January 9th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
That you was being had. Don't take the power
bags for just $20. Add a large side for $5. This February, love deserves a bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place. Is your place.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Kane is in the building.
Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come to the show. What's up? Alright, already the show. Alright, till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come to the show. Have you ever had the feeling that you was being had? Don't that shit that make you mad? They treat you like a slave, put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth, hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh, put my kicks up on they desk. Unaffected by they threats, then get busy on they see, that's how that shit tell me, man. That's how my daddy raised me.
Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. We're into the 5 o'clock hour, 5:20 p.m. is the time. Purdy should be zooming in short order. But while we wait for Purdy to zoom in, let's jump on in with Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And like I said, Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip out there to the Old Fort Shopping Plaza Monday through Friday. Great for lunch and dinner. Then on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And Mr. Producer, look out for Purdy. He's trying to get in, but he forgot his key. All right. So on this date, February 9th, quite a bit transpired in sports history. So here we go. 1895 in Massachusetts, W.G. Morgan invented volleyball. 1895, the first college basketball game was played as Minnesota State School of Agriculture defeated the, and this is the team's name, Porkers of Hamline College, 9-3. 1900, Dwight L. Davis put up a new tennis trophy to go to the winner in matches against England. The trophy was a silver cup that weighed 36 pounds. 1924, Frank Nybor received the first NHL Hart Trophy. The award that judges the most valuable player to his team was the first individual award in the NHL. 1932, America entered the two-man bobsled competition for the first time at the Olympic Winter Games held at Lake Placid, New York. They won the gold medal. 1960, a verbal agreement was reached between representatives of the American and National Football Leagues. Both agreed not to tamper with player contracts. 1989, Kevin Johnson of the Phoenix Suns ended an NBA free throw streak of 57 games. Mike Gardner tied an NHL record when he reached the 30-goal mark for the 13th straight season. Only Bobby Hull and Phil Esposito had accomplished that feat. 1993, 14 people were arrested when violence erupted as the Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl victory parade. 2005, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman said the deal between the league and the Players Association would have to be in place before the end of the week to save the season. 2009, Alex Rodriguez, New York Yankees, admitted that he had taken banned substances from 2001 to 2003. Sports quote of the day: a life of frustration is inevitable for any coach whose main enjoyment is winning. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, legendary head coach Chuck Noll. So all you Steelers fans, there you go. Take some Chuck Noll. Pearly, is that you that I hear, Pearly?
In the flesh, in the flesh.
So you're in. What's going on?
Oh, this savoring that prediction that I was a little off on the points. 29 and 13. It's a little off on the points. But
I was off.
I'm now questioning should New England even have been in that Super Bowl.
Pardon?
I'm even questioning should New England should have been in the Super Bowl.
Well, we talked about it, Pearly, and it all boils down to they milked a fourth place schedule. They played some weaker opponents, and when they played a very good team, it showed everybody just how far they're off. And they're a very good team in the AFC. They will be back. They will make adjustments to get better. The Patriots are a very good young team and have some very good pieces. Seattle was just the better team, and they were better coached. McDonald did a great job coaching it up. The game plans on both sides were very strong, like I mentioned on the press box pregame.
Some people are saying now that they got to play a first place schedule next year.
That might be a regression?
It could be a regression.
That could be too. But I think that time.
Now, they're gonna play teams that were similar records, just as good as they were in terms of record wise.
Right.
Who really should have been there.
Sad for me to say this, but I foresee them Vrabel pulling a page out of the Belichick book. Looking at the division, he has 2 wins against the Dolphins, 2 wins against the Jets, and 2 wins against who else is in your division? There you go, the Bills, because the Bills are going to be on a decline. They get those 6 games, they only got to win 5 more, and they're in the playoffs, or they win the division. But
what would make you believe they can get 2? Would make you
those
believe
other
they can
11
get 2?
could cause them a problem.
What would make you think they can get 6? They play them 2. They division rivals.
Pearly,
no matter
right
how
now,
terrible certain teams are, there's a chance that they can split with every one of them.
Listen, Pearly, as you bite into your honey glazed garlic wing out of the air fryer, that's a flat or that's a drumette. But anyway, the Patriots will win against the Dolphins twice, the Jets twice, and against the Bills twice next year. Write it down now. I'm saying it now, and I'll stick to it until the season starts.
Buddy, one of those 3 can split with New England. And it usually is Miami.
I don't know. Y'all got a lot of work to do, bro.
I'm not saying Miami can be any good. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm saying because they're division rivals, I've seen a bad Miami team beat a very good Patriots team. I've seen a bad Jets team beat a very good Miami team. I've seen a bad Miami team beat a Buffalo team. That they should have been dominant. I've seen that happen in this division. There's nothing to say that it cannot happen again next year, that they split with Miami, split with the Jets, because everybody's going to take the Jets for granted and could get sneak. And you can't count Buffalo out, and even though they're going to be on the decline, you cannot count them out as long as Josh Allen is in quarterback. You cannot.
Is this the part where you talk yourself into the offseason about the Dolphins being able to contend for that division next season?
No, Miami will not contend. Miami will not contend for that division next year. Miami will be lucky to win 6 games next year. But the point is, I understand why that will happen in Miami. I know that you're going to see some big contracts get dropped. Miami's going to get young, cheap and young, and this then develop. And they're gonna have some bumps, a lot of bumps, some hills, some mountains. But so I'm not looking for Miami to be in the money at all. I'm looking for Miami to be a top 10 pick next year.
You might want that, though. That helps the maturation process and the improvement, correct?
Yeah, exactly. But you're gonna have some young players playing. Some of them are gonna look good, and then you're gonna get some good draft picks. You're gonna bring them in, and then you're gonna have a young team similar to what New England has done. Listen, only one team got to do it, you know. Copycat league.
That's true. All right, let's check out the home court. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And listen, man, Burger King doing big things. All right. They got the King meal deal going on. $5.52 is your favorite. You got options. You got the Rodeo Burger Jr., you got the Rodeo Crispy Chicken Jr., and the 6-piece nuggets. All of those great value meals coming along with a soft drink and fries. $5.50, that included, waiting for you at your favorite Burger King Nassau location. All right. Buddy Hield and Gordon traded. That kind of jumped out. 2 Bahamians getting traded.
The same time.
Eric Gordon and Buddy Hield.
Where did Gordon go to?
He got traded from the Warriors and ended up with Jonathan Kuminga.
I know where he went to the Atlanta Hawks. Where did Gordon go to?
Yeah, he was moved to the Memphis Grizzlies along with a 2032 second-round pick swap.
So he went from where he was before now?
In Philadelphia, he went from a contender to a pretender.
You say he went to the Thunder?
No, he went to the Grizzlies.
Oh, to a pretender is correct. Oh, that's a punishment. That's a punishment.
Correct. He may get bought out, so he may end up somewhere else too. But I noticed that. In addition to that, we had.
That's a good pickup, Naughty. Very good. Kudos to you, my brother. Kudos. The Gordon Buddy trade the same day. 2 Bahamians the same day. It's a good pickup.
Yeah. Also, got a lot of Bahamians playing for Great Britain in the World Baseball Championships.
Yeah. How many we got this time? 7?
Let me double check. We got Jazz for sure.
You know that, yeah.
Albert Cartwright is going to be an assistant coach on the team.
Okay.
And then playing, we have Jazz, Lucius Fox.
Oh, super.
Ian Lewis.
Okay.
BJ Murray.
Okay.
Christian Robinson.
Okay.
Chavez Fernanda pitching.
Okay.
And one that will make you smile, Pearly. He has Dodger roots, Trace Thompson.
Super duper. So
you sounded so Caucasian from Los Angeles. You sounded like a Los Angeles.
I thought about it afterwards. I said, Pearly, you got to think sometimes.
Yeah.
But a question, Sebastian Walcott. Somebody told me yesterday he wasn't on the team, and I thought they didn't know what they were talking.
Texas Rangers ain't allowing not to go play no World Baseball Championship.
Okay. Well, why not? They letting Trout go, and they letting Corey Seager. Isn't Corey Seager playing?
But he's not there for a reason. Okay.
Okay.
And I think it has everything to do with the Rangers organization.
I just don't know what I just asked what the reason was, you know.
I can make a call, man. I know it's Toddy Bell. I'll give him a call.
That'd be interesting. That's an interesting fact.
I'll call Big Walcott this evening and get the scoop.
So somebody said, "Oh, he didn't make the cut." I said, "I don't believe that. He's the top. He's the top of him and prospect in the pipeline. I think he's a bigger prospect than Robinson, right?
Correct.
I mean, higher rank.
Christian Robinson ain't on the team either.
Yes, he is. You called the name.
I did.
Yes, one of the last names you called.
I said Trace Thompson. Oh yeah, Christian. Yeah, right before Trace. My bad. Yeah, Christian.
Yeah. That's when I heard his name. I heard BJ name. I was like, hold on. I'm hearing these names, and I know these guys are all minor leaguers. Where Walcott? Where's Walcott?
I gotta make a call and find out what's going on, man. I'll call you this evening and let you know. I don't think it's anything untoward. I just think that again, I'm leaning toward Texas Rangers intervention.
That would be interesting.
Prospect. And apparently, great show out there at the track and field at the Devon Charlton meet. A lot of athletes came out and did their personal best, so that's good to know. And know that we got youth in the pipeline.
Any Carifta qualifiers?
Yes, sir. So that's also a good look. And I'm hearing Shawnee getting ready to make a comeback.
She did a great job in the 300 meters the other day. She said, I think a year fastest for the year so far, or something like that.
Correct, in the 300 meters.
Sorry?
Yeah, they for 300 meters for the year fastest so far.
Yeah.
But,
so I thought that was interesting.
Very interesting. I mean, you're running in something that's not your specialty, obviously, to get in shape. But if you're doing it and you're doing it to the best in the world for the year, well, hats off to you. I'm thinking for 200 meters, you should be ready to go.
Yeah.
So we got to keep our eye on that. But let's jump on in to who's in and who's out. All brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. And then we'll get into our picks, but we gotta look around. If we go to the NBA, well, let's talk NBA first. Or you want to talk baseball first? But you got an odd for me out of the major leagues, Burley.
Everything is quiet in the baseball front right now. There's this. Everybody's waiting on pitches and catches to start reporting by the end of the week. Some on the 12th, some on the 13th.
Well, some late news. Ex-Braves slugger Ozuna joins the Pirates.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I didn't take it enough. Yeah, I saw that.
And the Red Sox get Durbin in a 6-player trade with the Brewers.
There wasn't nothing major in that trade.
They acquired third baseman Caleb Durbin from Milwaukee. The Red Sox did in a 6-player trade Monday that sent left-hander Kyle Harrison back to the Brewers. And in Boston's winter-long search for a right-handed hitting infielder on the eve of spring training opening. Pretty on the eve of spring training opening.
Yeah, some might be. Some back today. I didn't know any being back today.
But the season started in April, correct?
March 27, somewhere around there.
So that might make sense that on the eve of reporting, it's about a month out, 6 weeks out.
Pitchers and catches report this week.
All right.
This week, I think the 12th and the 13th. I don't remember the 10th or 11th. But
so is that considered pitches and catches reporting, or is that considered the opening of spring training?
That's technically it's the opening of spring training because the pitches and catches come in, and then 3 days later, everybody else come on in.
Yeah, and a bunch of minor leaguers obviously made up the rest of that trade to Boston.
Yeah, so a lot of teams would be in. A lot of teams would be in by next Monday. Everybody would be in camp.
All right, let's have a glance at the NBA. They're getting ready to go to All-Star break, obviously. Giannis is going to be a buck for the rest of the year. Right? Yeah, this weekend. Bucks they made a deal with former Nets guard Cam Thomas has agreed to a deal with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lakers were looking to get him, but
I think
I don't know why we didn't pull the trigger. We decided to go with Kobe Buffkin, which I think is a good move. But Cam Thomas would have been good off our bench. Unless Kennard with the new minutes is probably going to help with the scoring. What do you think?
Well, that's what Kennard did. You can't say the greatest. He come to be a scorer. He come off the bench and add some extra points off the bench. The second team.
Which I think he's done a good job so far. Had some good passes, too.
We'll see. You got the Thunder tonight. We'll see what goes on.
Speaking of the Thunder, they get J-Dub back tonight. They get Williams back. The Lakers still without Luka Doncic again, so we'll see how that goes. Still no Shy for OKC, so we'll see.
But SGA is out tonight, and Mitchell.
Lakers won like 3-4 games in a row, but they don't play no defense.
Nope.
And that OKC team, when starters go out, other people step up.
Yeah.
They relish the role.
Yeah, but the Lakers actually should be pretty much full strength, but out. I mean, not full strength because Lucas out, and Therio is out, but everybody else back. So they should have enough to see what happens.
Yeah.
If
the Wizards expect Anthony Davis to return this season, bro. You all don't know AD like me and Pearly know AD. AD out of there. He ain't coming back no more.
Probably not. If he does come back, maybe the last week, just to say he back.
And then the Rockets, Alperen Sengun was named an All-Star to replace SGA. So I think that's fair. He's had a good season so far for Houston.
He's done well.
I don't know, Pearly. I look at the Lakers, I look at the standings, and we're right there. But where do we go from here? We're at number 5, actually tied with Houston, same record, but I think Houston has a better conference record than us.
Okay.
Or head-to-head. Yeah, we have a better conference record than them. I think they got us head-to-head tiebreaker for the season, because there's no reason they should be in front of us without owning the tiebreaker. We have a better conference record, and so it would have to be head-to-head. But what were you going to say?
I see Jason Tatum is actually reporting to the G League, the Celtics G League, for portions of their practice. Not to play, just portions of their practice.
Well, that might be part of his rehab, but I don't think he's going to play this year.
That's what I'm saying. It's part of it. I thought that's pretty good if it's now. He's doing that this early.
But you know a team to watch, though, over there in the East Pearly for next year? The Indiana Pacers. They got Zubats. They made a couple of other moves. They get old boy back again, Halliburton. That team might be dangerous again. And they got Pascal Siakam.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see. But like I said,
I'm not going to lose any sleep over them.
I look in the Western Conference, though. Lakers still got a tough road in front of them. Houston, Denver, San Antonio, and OKC. Mind you, we only 3.5 games out of second. Only a game out of third. Minnesota, game and a half behind us. Phoenix, 2 games back. So that's your bunch right there.
Yeah, but that's why I wasn't worrying too much about it, because I figured probably by after All-Star break, by the end of the month, then we start to see how it shapes up moving into March.
Naughty and Pearly, what's up with Ayton getting benched in the fourth quarter of the last couple of games for LA? I don't know if something's going on with him injury-wise, because he had back spasms the other day, knee situation the other night when he missed. I don't know if they're trying to run the rotation with Jackson Hayes to keep him healthy for the playoff stretch, or if there's issues with him and J.J. Redick. I'm going to lean to the point of injury, that he's playing through minor injuries, and that's where the minutes rotation are going, because when he's on, he gets monster minutes and he puts up big numbers. What's your take, Pearly?
I agree. I think he was out. He missed the night before last, a game before last, with some soreness. So and he's been hobbled. He has been hobbled. So I don't think it's anything more of that. I don't think it's more than that. Because Jackson Hayes don't bring you the offense that he brings you.
No, that for sure. I know. He
so
he is not.
Because he's hobbled, and if they have a lead and they need for defensive purposes, so that's probably why they would keep him. They would probably keep him on the bench and let Hayes play. But if he's fully 100% healthy, he would have been he probably would have been right there.
Boy, I tell you, I'm looking at the All-Star game coming up this weekend, though, Pearly. This is not the All-Star game that you and I know.
I haven't watched, to swear to goodness, I have not watched the NBA All-Star game in a while. It doesn't move me.
Nor have I watched the Pro Bowl in a while. I still must say the only All-Star that I thoroughly enjoy still to this day is Major League Baseball. They've kept it close to where it needed to be.
I look forward to watching baseball. I know that I sometimes have long days, so I can have a long day, come home, sit down. Game don't come on until 10:05. And I'm perfect. There's something cool to drink, And then
by 11:05, the game watching you.
Sometimes. I'm not going to run away from that sometimes. But most times I watch the whole game. But I could safely say that I have probably seen all of, or at least a part of, probably 100, 110 games last season.
Well, when you are to baseball, I think I am to football. I will watch everything during the week. College, pro, Canadian, NBA as well. I used to be a big fan of watching the late games, like you like to watch late games, but I'll be honest with you, not for the last maybe 10 years have I been so enthusiastic to watch the Lakers late night. But next season, with new ownership taking over and new things happening, and maybe minus LeBron, I might have to burn the midnight oil and watch some West Coast games. You know what I'm saying? And root for everybody to get free tacos if the Lakers win, in the spirit of chicken.
Yeah.
But we got to get to some.
But you know, there is an article there saying that the Lakers hope to do the similar things that that ownership did with the Dodgers to get up there quickly. So let's see what happens.
All right, let's go down these games real quick, Pearly. All right, and then we got the break, and coming up on taking us home out of the break, Rich Eisen. Patriot fans, relax. Rich has got a great take on your Super Bowl loss yesterday, and listen, the future is bright.
You telling them relax for? No, boy, let me rise the dolphin, but I can rub this in, man. Nah, you get beat.
Okay, you can do some more that tomorrow.
And in the words of Naughty, that's the last to lose. All right, let's go, bro.
I said that already. Here we go, rapid fire. Pistons and Hornets, Detroit -2.5. I'm going to take the Hornets at home in this one.
I take Detroit under points.
All right. Bulls on the road against the Nets. Chicago, 3.5-point favorites. I like the Bulls to cover the 3.5.
Me too.
Jazz and the Heat. Miami, -7.5. I like the Jazz plus 7.5. They're great against the spread.
You know what, Muff? I gave it you today. I can take the Miami and the points. I just feel like they give off on them tonight at home. They need to. Lose. I think they lost. I'm not y'all. I'm a Laker. I think they lost their last game, didn't they?
You and Muff is y'all, but yeah, no, I got you. The Bucks on the road against the Magic. Magic 9.5-point favorites. I'll take the Magic in the money line because they played through that competition. I think they win, but I don't think they cover the 9.5. So take the money line.
9.5 could be a bit much.
Hawks on the road against the Timberwolves. Timberwolves 8.5-point favorites. I'll take the Timberwolves in the money line.
Me too.
Kings on the road against the Pelicans. Both these teams suck. New Orleans -9.5. Give me the Kings plus the 9.5 tonight.
I'll take the money line for the Pelicans.
Cavaliers on the road against the Nuggets. Cleveland 1.5-point favorites. I don't know. I like the Nuggets at home in this one.
I like the Nuggets at home too.
Grizzlies on the road against the Warriors. Golden State 9.5-point favorites. No Steph Curry. Give me the Grizzlies plus the 9.5.
Boy. I'm going to take the Warriors. You know what? Yeah, I ride with you.
Thunder on the road against the Lakers. 7.5-point favorites. Give me the Lakers plus the 7.5.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
76ers on the road in the late game against the Blazers. 2.5-point favorites. I think VJ and Maxey get it done. Give me the Sixers minus the 2.5.
Give me the Sixers minus the 2.5.
There you go. Good stuff, Pearly. Appreciate you as always. We'll do it again tomorrow. Flip side of the break, we got my free pick of the day brought to you by the Island Game, and then we'll get into Rich Eisen. Pearly will be back tomorrow. We'll be talking sports in the 5 o'clock hour. MJ will be in the building tomorrow. Our special guest, F&M ratified candidate for Fox Hill, Dr. Nicholas Fox. And on Wednesday, we'll have F&M deputy leader and ratified candidate for the New St. James constituency, Mr. Shannon Dawn Cartwright. All right? So now you know how it's going down over the next couple of days at Talking Heads. The talk show that other talk shows listen to, often imitated but never duplicated. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Talking Heads. For Pearly, for MJ, for Mr. Producer. We'll see you mañana.
That make you mad. They treat you like a slave. Put chains all on your soul and put whips up on your back. They be lying through their teeth. Hope you slip up off your path. I don't switch up, I just laugh. Put my kicks up on they desk, unaffected by they threats. Then get busy on they. See, that's how that shut down made me. That's how my daddy raised me. That glittering may not be gold, don't let nobody play me. If you are my homeboy, you never have to pay me. Go on and put your hands up. When times is hard, you stand up. LUP the man, cause a brand that the fans trust. So even if they ban us, they'll never slow my plans up.
Bloody Johnny's Restaurant restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday, only at Naughty Johnny's Restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip.
For over half a century, Hongxi has been reserved only for heads of state and world leaders. It wasn't just a car, it was a privilege. Easy Car Sales is proud to bring that distinguished heritage to the Bahamas. A new era in luxury electric, rooted in absolute prestige. It's for the few who demand freedom from the gas pump and first-class craftsmanship. Visit Easy Car Sales to see if you're ready for a taste of royalty.
The fried chicken experts are back with a brand new way to enjoy your favorite sandwich. Introducing the Wrap Star. Crunch into the Wrap Star, full of flavor and wrapped in a warm grilled tortilla for that perfect crunchy bite. A classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Naughty, back at you with my free pick of the day, brought to you by the Island Game. Today is Monday, and my free pick comes to you from the NBA. The Utah Jazz on the road taking on the Miami Heat. Utah plus 7.5. That's my free pick. Utah plus 7.5. Play it and win with the Island Game. The game you know, the friends you trust. And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
We don't really have
to. You know what? Here's the problem. Let me just say this. Okay. We live in a culture where either you're a winner or you're a loser, and that's sad, okay? I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Okay? Coop, yesterday in the third, fourth quarter, he's just like, man, I got to go to school tomorrow. I'm going to hear crap. And I'm like, Susie and I were like,
unless you're a Seahawks fan, nobody could say anything.
Right, like, get out of here. I'm like, we're like, get out of here. You root for one team that 15 others would give their left you know what for to represent the American Football Conference in a Super Bowl. You know? They would kill to have a quarterback like Drake May, many of them, or a coach like Vrabel, or a general manager like Elliott Wolf, and a bunch of young studs who are becoming, really good to excellent football players as a team. They just ran into a better team on Sunday in many respects. And the same thing, this is what happens in playoffs in any sport. In any sport. And if you get past the first 2 or 3 rounds in that sport without it biting you, then you're really good. Because at some point, like I've said many times with baseball, if you've got a problem with left-handed hitters, or if you've got a shortstop that can't range one certain way, or if you've got a center fielder that can't track a ball down here, if you've got somebody who cannot catch but hits, and you hide him in a certain spot in the field, the baseball is going to find that every time. You got a guy who can't defend on the perimeter and hoops. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, you're going to get caught.
Yeah, the Patriots' biggest weakness all season was
that
offensive
left
line,
side
the
in
left side in
particular.
particular, and the Seahawks' greatest strength is their front line. What did we kind of think was going to happen?
I'm telling you, there had to be moments in the last 2 weeks where Vrabel and his offensive staff and McDaniels, a quiet moment, were like, "Yeah, what are we going to do here?" I think let's come up with a plan, but we are outmanned here. And
whatever the plan was, it clearly wasn't. Obviously,
it wasn't
good enough. But just conversations with my Pats friends during the game, it was like, where were the bubble screens? Where were the quick dump offs to Ramondre and Travion? Where were the design rollouts for May to kind of let's get him moving? And maybe the run pass option was there. It just seems like McDaniels got pretty badly outcoached, and There was no answer from the jump. It was very clear early on that the Pats probably weren't going to score any points, enough points to really win the game.
Well, let me just jump in here, if you don't mind, to basically tell you again. If you don't, we'll just put it up again. From my perspective, this is where I was sitting on the second level behind the Seahawks end zone. Yeah, there it is. And so this is the view I think a lot of coaching tapes will be seen from obviously closer in. This is a little far away to see some things, but the reason why I'm bringing this up is I had great views of the way defenders were defending.
Yeah, nobody was open either.
No one, Chris, this was not a game plan issue. This was not a play calling issue. This was
I don't know about
I'm just saying that if we played this game 100 times, 99 more times, would you have a couple of shots to win it? I think so. The Seattle Seahawks, though, majority of them just coming out and just beating the crap out of the trenches. And it doesn't matter. Bubble screen this, quick game that. It didn't matter. They were everywhere, and they're coming from everywhere. And Drake May clearly isn't 100% healthy. And Drake May had a bad day. And Drake May had a bad day at the wrong time. Yeah. And part of it is because he wasn't protected. And if you cannot protect up front, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. And this thing was a wrap from damn near jump. You could see that the Seahawks were just lying in wait. You know? The big brother waiting for the little brother to come around the corner to just jump out and jump scare him. That's literally what I was seeing yesterday on Sunday night. That's what I was seeing. And I don't know. Would other teams have been better equipped?
Probably not.
You know what? I can't sit here and say a Bo Nix led Broncos team could have done, could have won the game. I think they might have given a better shot at it. Maybe. I don't know, because they would have been able to better protect their guy, who also doesn't take sacks. And Drake May took a record number of sacks for a quarterback in a postseason. Now, it's fortunate enough. I mean, that stat will be used against him, 20 sacks. And it'll be used against him in a way that, like, hey, it's a team game 1-2. The reason why you have so many sacks to take is because you played 4 games in the playoffs, which is the goal for pretty much every team. If the goal is obviously to be a bye week team to win the Super Bowl, like, say, the Seahawks just did, but you played 4 playoff games, and you got a young team, that arrived sooner than expected. And so that's my glass half full view of this thing. A lot of people are going to be like, they were fugazi, they had a bad schedule, or they had an easy schedule all year, and they got finally shown up. They won the games they needed to win in front of the people that they were playing against. They did it 17 times this year. They did it 14 times in the regular season, and they did it 3 times in the playoffs. They won 17 football games with Drake May as their quarterback. They got boat raced in a Super Bowl. That does leave a mark. And, you got Drake May talking about how he was proud of the team. He was proud of the way that everything went down. And he got really emotional.
Man, I'm so proud. That's probably the reason I'm choked up most. This team is something that just glad to be part of.
Yeah, it's got to be tough for him, clearly, that he envisioned greatness. He envisioned that Brady moment, or he envisioned doing it for his teammates. I just gave you 2 individual things, and probably landed on the real thing is that he knows there's a bunch of guys in the room in a quarterback-driven league that he feels like he let down, and that includes his head coach, which has really got what got him going.
Yeah, he was a heartbeat. No doubt about that. He was he's a big reason why we're here. He's always the same, and look forward to my relationship with him for a long time. He's a great person and hell of a football coach.
Well, and I'll just say this to Drake May, even though he's probably not looking for my 2 cents. Hey, Drake, in the same way that Darnold became the first of the 2018 class to go to the Super Bowl and he won it, you're the first of the terrific, clearly, 2024 class to get to the Super Bowl. And no matter how bad you're feeling right now, no matter how you feel like you're putting it on yourself, okay, Jaden Daniels wishes he had that chance last year, and he couldn't do it against the Eagles. You did. You did. And you showed guts and determination all year long. Arms, legs, the whole thing. And this is only going to make him stronger. Mike Vrabel also, for you Pats fans out there, he's not going to, I mean, whatever, he knows what went wrong, and he knows how to fix it. And this is him on seeing the disappointment on his players' faces, including his quarterback.
We spend a lot of time together, and I'm sure he's over there talking about all the things that he has to do to improve and what he could have done better. And those are the types of guys that we have. I care deeply about them. And I'm confident that they'll be back and they'll do everything that they can to help this team and improve. And I mean, we won a lot of football games with the guys that we have, and Drake's a big reason why we're here. So I can't wait to get back and coach him again. I'm sure they're going to want a break from me. But the show goes on. We got to get back to work.
They will. You got to, I mean, what a dream, what a season. 17 wins.
Yeah,
and
incredible.
and the whole business of their schedule, you can only play who you play. They got better each time. And then, on top of it, they went into Western New York and everybody thought this was the Bills season, beat them. I know they lost the Bills later on at home. The Ravens were a stout team, feeling that they were ready to go on a run, and as you know, almost won their division. They took care of business there too. And then they won 3 playoff games, and this is only going to make them stronger. And last year they had a terrific draft. They got all these young stud players. I'm not going to sit here and boat race and say May is Fugazi and this team is Fugazi. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Next year, a lot of the teams that weren't in the playoffs, we think will be back. It'll be a tougher road, but they're more road tested than anybody else. It was their first loss away from New England all year long on Sunday. So.
Yeah, kind of funny just looking at the stat, the box score right now. Drake May had a better passer rating than Sam Darnold.
Well, that dude.
That seems off. That's
no. That game, the game was over.
No,
and you started winging it around.
Just look at the box score. Also, I feel bad that Christian Gonzalez's performance is going to get kind of lost.
Oh, he's terrific.
He kind of erased JSN. He was amazing.
There was a big
night.
moment at the end of that first half. Okay, big moment where Cooper Kupp. It looked like he had an incomplete pass, but it looked like he caught it.
Yeah.
I
thought he Edelman it.
Well, and I turned to Cooper and I said, you want this to be a catch.
Yeah, so
because that would run the clock down to 5 seconds and you'd be forced to forcing Seattle to kick a field goal here, and you get out of Dodge. Yeah, you're down by 9-0, but you get out of Dodge because they could come back now with the extra time and throw a touchdown pass.
Yep.
And the flip side almost became true when they did rule it incomplete, and they did have another shot at the end zone, and Jackson Smith and Jigba was open, and Darnold, because again, from my perspective, they're going away from me, and I saw this thing.